Welcome to Bricks and Toys. My name is Brandon, and I might be the meth head or crackhead equivalent of an X-Wing Lego collector. And no, I will not seek help for my addiction. I will just continue to add to it. As you guys can see from my table here, I'm a little out of hand. Down here, I got the 2021 X-Wing. Then I got one of the 2015 or 2016 Resistance X-Wings. I got the last year's UCS X-Wing, Polybag X-Wing, the 2018 X-Wing. This is a nice one right here. And not to mention, I have Dagobah with a little piece of an X-Wing. Yes, guys, I am a little bit of an X-Wing addict. I cannot scratch the itch enough for more X-Wings. I see a retired X-Wing, and I'm like, how much? I'm going to start scratching because I want more. I don't know what it is about the X-Wing. When I first watched A New Hope back in 2014, I was just like, that's badass. I like that a lot. And then when I started collecting Lego last year, I started realizing, well, as I've said in my story, I bought this the year before, but then I started realizing that they made UCS versions. I'm referring to the 2013 version. This is the 2023 that came out after the fact. They made better versions of the 21 with the 18. Then they made other color versions in regards to the new sequel movies. And I'm just like, ooh boy, I gotta get them all. So instead of getting help for my X-Wing addiction, I figured I'm just going to add to it. And that's today's build. Another X-Wing. I tell you guys, I'm sick. I gotta get them all. Have you guys ever seen the employee exclusive X-Wing that's like $1,000 or more that was given out to employees over Christmas? Yeah, it doesn't fit in with a dang thing of the Star Wars movies or TV shows, but it's itching. Okay, so today's build dates back to 2015, so it's been retired for quite a minute now. This is set number 75102. Pose X-Wing Fighter, coming at 717 pieces. When this set was new, it priced out at about $80 US. And it did retire about 5 or 6 years ago in 2018. So it's been off the market for quite a bit. Now this model of it, I did pick up off eBay for $135. And like with the VW Bug from last year, well, the box has seen better days. This one went for a swimming pool swim like the VW Bug did. Now, when I did the unboxing video, I kind of did take a look at it to make sure things were in there because it did break the tape again. And it does look okay, but like before, I do have my handy-dandy phone out, and I have a picture saved from an eBay listing of a set like mine, but the box was not water damaged, of it showing that it has 5 bags and a book. So let's go ahead and let's break this one open and let's do our unboxing. So I'm not going to be able to do a proper pour on this set because I made the poor decision, see what I did there, to put all my X-Wing stuff out. And you know what, as I'm filming this, I forgot. The medallion promo that came out of this year is the targeting system on the X-Wing. I should have brought that out too. Everything X-Wing. I even brought out the X-Wing mech. So let's go ahead and let's break the tape. I did put a piece of tape on top of this to kind of keep it all together. So let's go ahead, let's break that loose. Let's see if we have the 5 single bags. You know, in 2015, usually they did multiples of the same numbered bag. So I hope that listing is correct. You see, guys, when I film these videos, I always film them being poured out and showing you guys how many bags I have. For this reason, somebody needs to put on the internet a documented, this set came with X amount of bags, and if it's the same number, how many per number? Somebody's got to do that job. And that's why I do it, is because, well, someone's got to do it and no one's freaking doing it. When you collect sets that's been broken open and you need to get a good count to see if it's complete, who do you turn to? Sometimes Jay's Brick Blog does it or some other guy does it, but who actually sits there on a video and takes the time? I also take the time to show you guys what the book looks like in terms of the build, because you know what? That might need to be documented down the road too. So like this set is a good example of why I do my poor videos, because if the shoe's on the other foot, well, it is now, you know, the shoe's now on the other foot with this. I need to know what's in this box. As if you guys are looking at my video wondering what's in the box of this set or that set or this set. It's all on my channel somewhere. Just got to find UCS 2023 X-Wing. You'll know how many bags that box came with. With this set, I had to find an eBay listing. So we're looking for a book. Now the book's not in plastic, but it looks like the water did miss the book. We'll get into that in a second. And so now let's start going out with our bags. We have a bag 4. We have a bag 5. Our sticker sheet looks very good. It's a medium-sized sticker sheet. So remember, we're looking for 5 bags on this one. So we should have, what, 3 left? 3. So we have 3, 4, and 5. 2. This is in a really odd order. And 1. Okay, perfect. So we have all 5 bags of this 2015 set, this box. It being wet, you know how I like to say, biohazard, get it out of here. Lucky for us, the biohazard is just with the box. The stickers are clean, not water damaged, and the book is just crushed from being, well, thrown around in a box. So we have no QR code on our book. And let's go to the back of the book. You know what? Not very many promos. It does show it with the First Order TIE Fighter, which I have actually right down here. So that kind of gives me an idea to maybe rearrange my sets and put the First Order TIE with Poe's X-Wing, since it's right there in the book. It says that you can do a poster build online. Look at that old MacBook. That's an old MacBook. I used to work on those. Here's some of the sets that came out alongside with it back in the day. Pretty cool. I like all the minifigures. I'm not a fan of the sequel movies, but Star Wars builds are Star Wars builds, and I love the colors, and I love how they're taken from the movies, and that's the aspect of realism that I need to grant me to buy the set. So we have 100 steps and 115 pages. Okie dokie. So this is going to be a relatively simple build. 717 pieces, 100 steps. There is no breakdown at the beginning of the book. There's just an instruction on how to use your brick separator, and it goes straight in and starts building probably what would be the characters of Poe and another creature. So that's it, everybody. That is the unboxing. That is the story. It came from eBay, water damaged. I have a scratching addiction to X-Wings, and I cannot wait to put Poe's in this collection. I know that there's another Poe's X-Wing that's a different color. I think it's orange and white. Something like that. And you know what? That'll soon be coming to the collection. I'm on a roll here with X-Wings, people. And I continue to roll and roll and roll. I don't know what it is. I'm just an addict. So with that one, I'm going to enjoy this build. And you guys are going to watch the review segment right now. So let's start this with looking at our minifigures. Our first one up here is going to be a Resistance ground crew member. Name is Goss Tewers. Now taking a look at Goss Tewers over here, we have leg print and torso print, different colored arms and back torso print. He only has one print on his head, which is just his front face you see there, and he's got this really nice colored helmet. See if we get that into focus. Our next minifigure is going to be Poe himself, printing on the front torso and the front of his legs. Really nice helmet design on this one. Back torso printing, as you can see. He does come with a weapon. He does have that nice dual molded visor where it's yellow. And then he does have a secondary face. And our last minifigure is going to be this Resistance Pilot X-Wing. Well, that's what it's called in the description I'm looking at. Again, a dual molded helmet, really nice printing. Only one-sided face on this one. A similar torso and leg print to Poe, if not identical. Back printing on that torso. And that is the 3 minifigures. The set also comes with this little weapons carrier, or whatever this would be. It does have a sticker element right here on the back. You can open this up, and there is more stud shooters, or studs for shooting. I kind of miss the days when they had cute little side builds like this. I can completely see why you would say it's pointless. And last but not least, it does come with this little ladder to help get into the X-Wing. Let's go take a look at that. So now looking at this X-Wing, you can see how that little ladder works, which is pretty cool. There is our 4th and final minifigure, which is BB-8. Just a run-of-the-mill BB-8, probably used in 100 or so sets. Now we're just going to come around and take a look at all the nice orange and black color. One really cool thing to note is this is basically a copy and paste of this one. Well, this would be the copy and paste since it came the year after, but you get the point. It's like they just took this one and recolored it for, well, that one. We have some nice sticker elements right here and right there, giving it some nice detail. Coming over here, we have 2 more sticker elements right there on the top. Now you can twist this little knob and make the wings come up, just like so. We have a printed windscreen with another sticker element right there in the cockpit. That orange and black profiles the entire side, just like that blue and gray does over there. Flipping the unit around, taking a look at the back. We have some greebling detail here. We got the rubber bands to make the wings snap back into place. Laser shooters right here. Same building technique for these parts as it is on the one that came after it. Why would it be any different, right guys? So let's get these wings opened up so you can see the function. Just like that, they pop right in, nice and tight. Back to close. Now looking at the bottom of the set, you can see more studs and more building techniques. That orange stripe is a sticker element. Well, more like 4 or about 4 on each side, sticker element. Not too much to see on the bottom. Overall, it's a pretty self-explanatory set. Only 700 and some odd pieces, 3 cool minifigures, 4 if you count BB-8, and a side build and a little ladder. And it's going to look really cool with the Resistance and that First Order TIE Fighter. Now let's come out and let's wrap up this video. Let's now bring this video to a close on the 2015 Poe's X-Wing Fighter. Is it a good retired set? You know what? I think it's a great retired set. I know the sequels get a lot of flack for what they are, but they did bring a lot of new starships and a lot of new color variations of existing starships. I really like the way that those starships look in the collection. If it wasn't for the sequel trilogy, we would not have this blue and gray one or this black and orange one. They all would look like, well, these over here on this side. And one really cool thing to note is both of these in 2015 and 2016 both retailed for about $80 brand new. And you know, they should be since they're pretty much copy and paste of one another, but they are still at a really reasonable price for collectors to go back and get them. I believe I said at the beginning of this video I paid $135 for the damaged box of this one. That one we got in the lot of Resistance, starships that I did back in, I think, late March, early April. So this one I know I got a great deal on. This one I pushed the boundaries on, trying to get one still new in box so that black and orange looks mint right off the top. Because once black comes out of the box, it doesn't really look all that good. And even if you do clean it, it still looks all scratched. So I wanted this one to look really good. And for $135, I can't complain. It's really freaking cool. And it brings to light, how much they didn't really put into the one that came the year after. Like I said, though, there is one more that I think is white and orange, and I still got to pick that one up. But as you guys can see, the X-Wing collection is growing quite nicely. And the really funny thing about this whole X-Wing collection here is the 2021 version, which is this one right back here. I don't know if you guys can see it. The one that just retired a few months ago is the weakest of the bunch. Now, this is starting to become a reoccurring theme in Star Wars Lego, is they're scaling back the sets, charging more for the sets, but they're kind of giving us less. I mean, all those variables, they all change within one another. Sometimes they charge more and it's a more detailed set, but yet it's a smaller scale. And, you know, it all works itself around, so don't hold that at 100%. You know, you guys know how the context fits in for you collectors out there. But these older ships, like the 2018 and these 2015 and 2016s, they show like Lego was in a different space back then. I really love the dual molded helmets. I'm really glad I get a second chance to talk about this here on the channel, because I talked about it when I did the load of sequel trilogy, you know, starships. The yellow visor dual molded into the helmet is so freaking cool. And nowadays it's just printed on the face. And it's like, well, that's a reduction in manufacturing cost move if I've ever seen it. And it just carries over. But one unique factor to factor in with these sets is these ones over here, they costed more money. And they had between 700 to 800 pieces a piece. They all came with a good selection of minifigures and side builds. And then we get to the 2021, which used the least amount of pieces and was like $50, like $30 less than these on average. And it's just weird to me that if these are so sought after, especially the 2018 X-Wing, why would they reduce the piece count and make it cheaper? I don't know what Lego is doing, but we can hope for the best and think that they know what they're doing. But I am noticing as I build older Star Wars sets that things are getting less and less, like greebling on the play sets and stuff like that. It's not like it was a few years ago. And I'm starting to see, like, are we being taken advantage of by Lego? And, you know, time's going to tell, because we do have the Imperial Star Destroyer coming out in August. That set looks incredible. Comes out with the next 25th anniversary minifigure. But people are already talking about it being scaled down. But at the same time, people are saying that it is more detailed and more greebled than the one that came like 10 years before. So hopefully we find a balance in all of this and we find our way with Lego. But I really think Lego needs to take a second and realize that if they're going to keep jacking up the prices, they should kind of go back to the ways of, you know, adding greebling and adding more parts and more details to make the sets a little bit more fun. Here at the end of the video, I guess the point I'm trying to make here with this video isn't so much the review of Poe's X-Wing, even though we did review it and it is beautiful in that black and orange. It's more of a discussion and an open floor topic of how many of you guys have been Star Wars collectors far longer than me and you guys have seen this downwards trend? Or does this video that I'm making here right now bring light of the situation to you guys that, hey, you know what? We're getting less parts and sometimes the price shows it, sometimes it doesn't. What's going on here? So that does it for this video. If you guys want to support the channel, as I've always said, right down below, there's a little thank you button. You guys can leave a small donation. Helps fund our X-Wing addiction, so I can quit scratching until the next one comes out. If that's not really your thing, you guys can just hit that subscribe button. Follow along with everything that we do here. As usual, like and share the video with your friends. Comment your thoughts down below on those open floor topics that I was talking about. So up next on the channel, we're going to be tackling the new June 2024 Up Brickheads. We just took a little bit of a step out to do this 2015 set, and then we're going to step right back into the new stuff. So be sure to check out that video. Thank you so much for watching. Y'all have a great rest of your day.